right, so let's do question 3 now. I just did question 3 just not too long ago, but it became a bit too long. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is to read the question, um, but it says to plot over here, right? So plot a line to represent each arcade and then interpret the meaning of the point of intersection. I'm not going to ask you to plot because the plotting part will be very time consuming. So what we're going to do is we're just going to find the equation. Okay, so let's read the question. Okay, so Hannah is having a birthday party. She wants to have her party at an arcade. The first place that she is interested in going has a group fee of $50 and a $5 price per person. Okay, and the second place does not have a group fee, so no group fee for the second place, but it's more expensive, right? You have to pay $10 per person. Um, so let's represent the red stuff, the first arcade as a function. So before you um, come up with an equation, first thing you need to do is identify what x is and what y is. Okay, so in this case, x would be, again, X is kind of like what do you think affects the total cost, okay? So Y would be, if you want, is your total cost, and what, has a lot of influence on the total cost. And if you kind of like read the question, a few times, you will see that it's the number of person, or the number of people, okay? Number of people, basically, who will be attending Hannah's party, okay? So define X and Y. Now, Y in the case of the first arcade, right, will be so each person that attends the party, Hannah has to pay $5, right? So you don't know how many people will be attending, but you know there's going to be an X amount. So you're going to have to multiply 5 by X. Okay, so if one person attends, then she's only going to pay $5. If two people attend, then she pays $10 and so on and so forth. But remember, there's also plus an initial fee of $50. Um, um, that kind of like think of it as a reservation fee. Okay, so if no one shows up, she still has to pay that $50, unfortunately. Okay, now in the case of the second one, there is no reservation fee, so let's do this in blue, but the cost per person is more expensive, right? Instead of 5, it is 10, and again you have to multiply 10 by x depending on the amount of people that will be visiting. Okay, so the point of intersection in this case, okay, the point of intersection is um, basically there's going to be a specific number of people. If that many people attend the party, it doesn't matter which arcade she goes to, she's going to end up paying the same amount anyway. Okay, so there's the point of intersection, right, would be kind of like a special number where regardless of which arcade she chooses, she's going to end up paying the same price. Okay, and again, I know that we're not supposed to plot, but I'm going to sketch this very quickly. Okay, so let's just use this over here to sketch. So 50, let's just pretend that it's somewhere up here. Okay, so I'm sketching the function in red. So that's my y-intercept. Slope is positive 5, so my function will be rising something like that. Okay, now the function in blue, y-intercept of this is 0, right? Because if you don't see a number, then it's actually plus 0. Now, so this will be my y-intercept, but the function in blue will increase more rapidly than the function in red. Okay, why? Because the slope of this function is greater than the slope of that function. Okay, so, and then this will be your point of intersection. Okay, in other words, what this shows you is that, um, I don't know what that number is. You can easily find that by doing, the comparison method, right? Y is equals to y, right? If you compare the two y values and then solve for x, you'll find your point of intersection. Not too difficult to do, but what this point of intersection tells you is that if less than, what would the point of intersection be in this case? So let me just quickly do this in my head. 5 X, I think 10, right? 10 would be the point of intersection. So, because 10 times 5 is 50, 50 plus 50 is 100, 10 times 10 will be 100. Okay, so your point of intersection, I'm just going to quickly write this, is basically 10, comma 100. Okay, so what this basically tells you is that if 10 people attend the party, Hannah will end up paying $100 regardless of which arcade she chooses. Okay, it also tells you that if less than 10 people are planning on attending the party, then she should probably go with arcade 2 because the cost will be less. Okay, but if more than 10 people are attending, then arcade, the, the, the first arcade makes more sense, okay, because it's going to be cheaper, okay? And you can kind of work this out, right? So let's say that 11 people are attending the party, okay? If it's 11, then 11 times 5 is 55. 55 plus 50 is 105, okay? Now, if 11 people, 105, not 8. Okay, so 105. Now, if 11 people are attending in the second arcade, then 10 times 11 is actually going to be 110. So this is going to be more expensive. Okay, so your point of intersection kind of tells you um, which option is cheaper in some sense. Okay, so it's kind of confusing, I know. But you know, when you add a context to it, right, it just um, makes things slightly interesting. I hope this is kind of making sense. Okay, so again, I've given you a sketch over here, quick one. But you know, when you do question 4, don't worry about sketching. Just I want you to interpret the point of intersection, though. Okay, so just ask yourself, what does it mean? Okay, in my case, it just tells me that if less than 10 people are hoping to attend the party, and you see this blue function is underneath the red one. So that means the this is your second arcade, right? So second arcade. So second arcade is cheaper if less than 10 people are planning on attending the party. Okay. If less than 10 people are planning on attending the party, then the first arcade is going to be more expensive. But if more than 10 people are attending, then it will actually be the cheaper option. Okay. You can kind of make a table of value to convince yourself as well. But I'm not gonna make this too long. Okay, so I hope this is kind of making sense. If not, please send me an email and let me know. Now the final question that I'm going to do is this one. So you have as the number of people visiting the petting zoo on the west side of Calgary keeps growing each day, the number of people visiting the petting zoo on the east side of the city has also been increasing. Use the table given below to make prediction as to when the number of people visiting each petting zoo will be the same. Okay, when they're talking about the same, then they're talking about the point of intersection. Okay, kind of like in the previous question. So in the previous question, guys, right? So the point of intersection over here, let me use a different color, right, is special point, this point 10 comma 100, right? This is a special point where regardless of which arcade she goes to, she will end up paying the same price of $100. Okay, so in this case they're asking you to find that point of intersection again, but the tricky part is to represent this as a function. Okay, so let's kind of let's represent this as in red and this one in blue. So the west side in red. So we have number of customers at the beginning of the study. Okay, so y is equals to number of customers, number of new customers per day. So it seems like every day there are 4 new customers that are visiting the zoo. Okay, so x in this case would be number of days. Okay, and y will be your total number of customers. Okay, number of customers. Okay, and then you could easily represent this using this equation. So every day there's an increase in the number by 4. So 4 times x, right? So I don't know how many days. So this kind of varies. The number of days is varying. So this but what is constant is the 72. Okay, so if I plug in x is equals to 0, right? On the very first day, so this is x, this is y. Actually, let me do it this way. So this is x, this is y. So on the very first day, there were 72 people. but then after 1 day, the number increased to 76, okay? And after 2 days, it will increase to 80. So this equation kind of represents that function, okay? Now the function in blue will be very similar, except that on the first day, this East Side Zoo had 60 customers, and it's increasing at a rate of 8 customers per day, okay? So this would be 8x plus 60, okay? And now the point of intersection will be the point where, both zoos will have the same customers. Okay, so how do you find the point of intersection? Please do not graph this. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of the table. So hold on, so this was 60. I'm just gonna get rid of the table. Okay, so how do you find the point of intersection, right? Just do y is equals to y in blue, right? So you're gonna have the y in red is 4x plus 72, and this will equals to 8x plus 60. Okay, and then you can easily solve for x, and then once you solve for x, either plug in the x value here or here, it will give you the y value. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. So let me see, what is it asking? Use the given to remember as to when the number will be the same. Okay, I have to do that because the question is asking me to um, make that prediction. Okay, so let's just quickly do this. Okay, I just kind of feel bad that it's going to be slightly longer. So again, remove. So your goal is to have all the x's on one side and the numbers on the other side, right? So I like to move my x's on the left. So this disappears, and then 4x minus 8x is minus 4x. Okay, and then so to move the numbers over, I'm gonna have to do, so, okay, hold on, let me just write. So 4x minus 4x plus 72 is equals to 60. Now let's move the 72 over, right? So let's do minus 72 minus 72. So this will disappear, and then you're gonna have minus 4x is equals to minus 12. So divide this by minus 4, divide this by minus 4, so this will disappear, and then you'll get x is equals to 3, okay? So, and then just all you have to do is just plug this value in either in this function or in that one. I'm going to ask you to do both just to check your work, okay? So if I plug it in here, then my y value will equals to 8 times 3 plus 60, which will equals to 24 plus 60, which will equals to 84. Now let's see if I get 84 over here. So let's plug in x is equals to 3 here. So this will give me 4 times 3 plus 72, which is equals to 12 plus 72, which is equals to 84. Okay, so either way, I'm going to get 84. So this is my point of intersection. Okay, so that means that on the third day, or after um yeah, on the third day, both zoos will have 84 customers. Okay, so that's how you find the point of intersection, again, by using the comparison method. Okay, comparison method would make more sense because both functions are given in terms of y. Okay, so that is how you would answer these questions. Now I know that this is hard. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to do all the other questions that I haven't done. Right, in other words, let me circle that in purple. So you have to do question 1, question 4, question 6, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so which is a lot, and this is challenging. But again, I'm only uploading one video this week, so please try this out. And if you have any questions, I will be holding office hours on Wednesday, not Thursday, Wednesday. And then I'll give you your test on Thursday so that you have Thursday and Friday to do the test, okay? But yeah, this might be I think the most challenging class that we've had so far, because it's just a lot that needs to be done, right? You have to read the question, come up with an equation, and then find the point of intersection. So it kind of like combines everything together. The trickiest part would be to identify what x and y are and then coming up with an equation. Okay, so again, this will require a fair bit of practicing. I will post the solutions, okay, so you can obviously check your work as you're going through the questions. But if you are struggling, please send me an email, and then we can, you know, go over this on Wednesday during my office hours. Okay, so sorry for the long video, guys. But again, I'm only uploading one this week, so it's actually not that bad. Okay, so have a nice day, and thank you so much for watching my video. Take care. Bye.